Man, it feels really good to be reunited with your dog after 13 years. What is up, people? It is me, Monster58. Welcome back to another episode of Final Fantasy XVI. Previously, we ended up really exploring the hideaway, ended up getting a lot of lore, met a lot of the people around here, did a couple of things to just kind of help around here for some side quests, you know, getting some lumber to the head carpenter, delivering some food to people who were once slaves before, ended up seeing that we now have access to the Redstone, which is also a trading area. We have access now to buying goods such as potions and other things like that, upgrading our gear by meeting the blacksmith known as Blackthorn, and then ended up finding out what Cid's mission's really all about, or at least for the time being, is that to just help these people known as bearers, people who are treated as slaves, finally get a life that they can choose for themselves. You know, it's a really, you know, sad thing to know that a lot of, you know, as Kenneth made aware, the chef at the Fat Chocobo here, that a lot of the hot meals that these people receive will be the first hot meals they've really ever received in their entire lives. Being free of choice is something that bears are, unfortunately, not, as we've established so far, not really entitled to choice. So, without further ado, folks, we got Torgal here. So, what we're going to do is we are going to go to the map here, and we are going to head out to where Cid wants to meet us, which is headed to the village of Lost Wing. So, let's head to the Great Wood and get this started. We got our supplies and everything too, so we're good to go.
Bastard blood flies everywhere.
I told you we should have taken the Crystal Road.
And I told you that we're outlaws. Well, you want every bounty hunter in Storm harrying us from here to the Holy Capital. Besides, what's wrong with a shortcut through nature's splendor? You know.
The Deadlands claim more of the realm each day. That a place like this still exists is a miracle in itself. Bloodflies and all.
We'll be back in Imperial land soon. You all right?
Never better.
Sounds like it. That there is a fine hound. Soon took to hunting. Fearless as you like.
It's good to have you back, Torgal.
Now, we don't want to be caught in the forest after nightfall.
I suppose not.
Alright. Torgal has joined the party and will fight alongside Clive, and this will basically be permanent throughout the rest of the game. When it comes to Torgal, you do have the ability to toggle between him as well as the item shortcuts by using the left on the D-pad. The following three commands: you can Sick, which is attack; Heal, which it'll just kind of heal you a limited amount, but it'll heal you enough; and Ravage, launch an enemy into the air. And basically, you can combo with Torgal. I don't really care to necessarily do that, really, besides the heal and maybe attack with certain enemies, but there's going to be points in the game where there's going to be so many enemies on screen that it's honestly hard to keep up. So at the end of the day, it's nice to have these commands, especially in a boss fight or something like that, to be able to heal and stuff like that. But it's not like, you know, it's not integral to like necessarily min-maxing your damage. At the end of the day, Torgal does do a good amount of damage, but relative to like big and tougher enemies, he doesn't do an insane amount, right? He's there to just be sort of like a familiar, right? So an accessory known as the Ring of Timely Assistance removes the need for giving Torgal commands. When this item is equipped, Torgal will attack and heal automatically based on the current battle situation. I don't care to have this on. Doesn't really, well, I don't really care to have this on throughout the rest of the game. You know, it doesn't, you know, you can have a better item in that slot, and you don't really need to do that.
Did I mention there'd be deadly beasts? There'll be deadly beasts. Nothing a trained assassin can't handle, though.
How reassuring.
You're welcome. For that and his shortcut.
You can see this game is absolutely stunning. Look at this place. It is like, I can't believe that, like, you look at this and I'm like, man, what a gorgeous game. But we'll keep it going here. Absolutely amazing surroundings. Alright, let's get some fighting. But here, you can see he'll launch something into the air so you can combo off that, obviously. Again, I don't really care all that much to do that, but, you know. Alright, and that. And I got some more enemies. Oh, whoops. Did not dodge that guy. These little wolves really aren't all that strong. They're whatever. They can be annoying, but I'll be honest with you. Ouch. And now, of course, I'm getting hurt by them. And there's that. There's this, that, this. Nice. Got a full level up, which is always good. And I believe every time you level up, you get a full heal.
Still have a way to go. What in good Grieger's name is he doing this far south?
Looking for food. No more wolves where he's from. The north was one of the first parts of Storm to fall to the Blight.
Poor sod. I'd invite him over for a cup of tea if I didn't think he'd eat the dog.
Let's try and stay out of its path.
Remember when I said there were deadly beasts? Well, the slugs in these parts aren't protected.
And you only think to know now.
Alrighty, so these are like Venus flytrap style enemies. These guys really aren't tough either. They can shoot things at you. They can also like whip their like leaf tentacle things at you, but it's really not all that bad. Alright. Dead. Nice. That's this. Very nice.
Well, that's the undergrowth sorted. I'll take it from here.
After you.
Thank you kindly.
The ruins. They're everywhere, aren't they?
Some say there was a time they blocked out the stars. Down was the only way left for them to go. There's probably a lesson to be learned from that. But it can wait. Come on. Mind your head.
Alrighty, we'll keep it moving here, but you can see the other thing that gets established here is the Blight. Obviously, the hideaway is more or less in the middle of the Blight, which is consuming the world as it goes, which is why a lot of those creatures that we saw ended up moving farther down south because their homes are getting destroyed, kind of like real life. Alright, so this is like our first, like...
See? Doesn't happen to be a friend of yours, does it?
This is our first elite. You can see that they do the same thing that bosses do, but they're just, you know, stronger enemies, right? These guys still have stagger bars and everything. Now, this guy, he has some fire attacks. He's got a few things that he can do that are really annoying, but he's not really all that bad. He has a few tail swipe attacks, but... Alright, come on. You'll encounter a few different types of these guys throughout the game. Yep, there's Firebolt. This. That, as well as that. Nice, alright. Got him staggered, very cool. That, and boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom. And dead. Alrighty. Got some nice ability points off that. We're up to 180, which is really good. Got a Dragon Talon, which can obviously use for crafting, and then a Sharp Fang, which you can use for crafting.
Must be a nest nearby. Keep your eyes open.
Yes, just like in real life, what I was saying is, you know, when animals get their, environments destroyed, well, they can only do something but move.
We won't be going this way. I'll admit I hadn't counted on that.
What is it, boy?
So, Animal Instinct. Why trust in your own Animal Instinct? We have an actual animal at your side. If you're lost, hold down that instead of, like what we had earlier in the actual adventure. So, you can see. There you go.
At least one of us knows these woods. Thank you, Torgal.
But yes, as I was saying earlier, when it comes to animals, they lose their environment and then they end up having to find a new place to just call home. So they move wherever they can. This is exactly what happened to that giant monster. That, and then this.
Keep your distance,
This is stupid. I like one.
Alright, we're gonna use that. I should probably use that when there was more enemies around, but it's alright. And we got one more here. Alrighty.
We did what had to be done.
Doesn't mean I have to like it.
No. No, it doesn't.
Alrighty. Thank you, Torgal, for telling me where I need to go. Because sometimes I do still get confused with which ways to go, especially when you're in combat like that for a long time. Alright, can get another item. Got some more crafting materials like these bloody hides.
Sword sharp.
You'd better hope so.
This shouldn't take too long.
So much for your shortcut.
It's still short. Just not quite as quick. It'll be a damn sight quicker if you help me.
My thoughts exactly.
Alright, Fafnir here. He is quite a large monster. He's kind of like a combination between a salamander and an armadillo. He's pretty tough. I wouldn't say he's ridiculously strong, though, but he has some pretty wide-sweeping attacks, as you can see. And eventually he will... You'll see one attack he'll end up having. But you can see here, we're just going to keep hitting him. Just do as much damage as we can. Just his attacks are pretty telegraphed, though. Nothing too crazy. Just be careful. Nice dodge there. Alright. He's not really doing anything crazy here, but I think once we get him to a decent bit lower, he'll start to do some more interesting stuff. You'll see what I mean. Me mentioning the fact that he's part like a salamander and an armadillo put together, you'll understand what he's going to do very quickly if you kind of put two and two together there. Alright, we're going to do as much damage as we can, and he'll probably do a really strong attack after this. Alright, this. Cyclone, and then Rising Flames should do a lot of damage here. Nice. Alright, there we go. 6,800 damage. Not bad whatsoever. Alright, let's see what he does here. And here we go. This is what I was talking about.
Where he stops, no one knows.
Alright, so what he'll do here is he will slam. So once he's done with this, yep, he'll do that, and that's obviously an attack as well.
What if we kill him first?
So he'll end up doing that maybe a couple of times, depending on how fast or not fast you kill him. So, yeah, just be aware of that. But that's his most devastating attack. That's where the armadillo part comes in, obviously. Nice, alright. Just keep doing this. Nice, alright, good. Nice damage. We're not going to really use any of our abilities from now on. Have Torval heal us if we can. Shoot, alright. Nice. Heal a little bit more. I think we're good here. You have an attack now. Dodge that. Very nice. And now he's staggered. Phoenix Cyclone into... Yeah, there we go. Fafnir of the North slain. So as you can see, not too bad. Again, he's a pretty telegraphed boss. I'd say he's decently tough. You can certainly get hurt by his tail sweeping attacks as well as the spin slam, but other than that, really nothing too crazy beyond that.
Stand back!
You're a dominant.
I am. Aye. Well, not by choice, mind. Whole bloody realm of strapping young lads. And it was this sorry sack of bones Ramu saw fit to home.
Sid, you say you want to help dominants and bearers. Well, what's in it for you?
What's in it for me? The same as for all of us. What we want and deserve. Save for our knack, dominants and bearers are no different from anyone else. The ability to use magic or summon great beasts should command respect, but instead has left us outcasts. Our kind are used and discarded like tools, yet we are men, so why must we die as less?
I see. So what you're saying is you want to start a war.
You flatter me, lad. But my days as a firebrand are long behind me. No, I only wish to offer our kind a choice. A place where we can die on our own terms.
In all reality, when we look at life, I really think that that's one way that we need to live. I think a lot of people kind of take that for granted, that try and pick and choose what you can do. You know, having the ability to do that. Obviously, not everyone is in the position for that. I totally understand that. But still, I think that that's, if you're given the choice, why not? Doesn't matter what you do, as long as you're not hurting anybody. That's one thing I think my parents taught me from when I was a kid, is that, you know, they told me they didn't care what I did, you know, my career or whatever, just as long as it didn't take advantage or hurt anyone else. And, yeah.
What exactly do you plan on doing when you find this dominant to fight?
What do you think? I'll show him the mercy he showed my brother, and cut out the tongue of any man who tries to talk me out of it.
All right. Forest dark enough as it is.
Gorgeous. Gorgeous. That looks absolutely stunning, by the way. We'll keep it moving, though. Still need to make our way to Lost Wing this episode, so hopefully we can make our way there. Alright, Hornets. These guys are annoying. They're just more annoying to hit than anything else. So you can use your dash to get up to them, and then the slam down, I think, is really helpful for these guys.
You know what to do, boy.
Hornet dead there. But yes, we have now also established that Cid is a dominant. Civ is the dominant of the icon known as Ramu. Which obviously he commands lightning and thunder and whatnot. So pretty cool. We got fire, lightning, thunder. We got ice with Shiva. You can see some kind of sort of like the basic elements, I guess. Alright. These stupid plants. I hate these things. They're not the worst of the main enemies, though. I don't find any of the enemies like all that, you know, awful when it comes to like, you know, just fighting them normally. Alright, thank you, Torgal.
We follow her upstream and we'll be in Lost Ring in no time. Right.
Boom. Whoops. No. There. Bam. Boom. Nice level up. That's a sick level up, by the way. Wow, that was awesome. Alright, full heal, too. Can't complain there. More items. Magic Ash, I believe that's just another crafting material. Got some more. Got some enemies. You can see them right there. There. These enemies blend really well with the environment. Because they are frickin' plants, but still. Alright, looks like we got another one of these guys with a bunch of the wolves, so take care of the wolves first and just kind of dodge the wyvern's attacks for the time being, and you should be good. Like that. Nice. Get rid of this guy. Hopefully this will kill it. Yeah, very nice. Dodge that. Good to go. Very nice. Good damage. Don't have any of our other abilities, but should be able to do enough damage to this guy, or do some good damage in general. Nice damage there. Okay. Set half health. Alright. We fought one of these before. Let's get a tail swipe here. Very nice. Easy does it. There's a tail swipe there. I mistimed that. That's alright. Alright. Here, and then we can do boom, nice damage there. And boom! Dead. Very cool. Alright. Just gotta make sure I know where we're going again. Got chests here. Let's see what we can get. Boom. A nice meteorite so we can get some more crafting material. Can't really be mad about that.
Scout.
Someone's far from home.
Let's follow him.
And?
They're just down that way. All of them. Grieger's my witness.
Excellent. We move.
I don't understand. Have I not proven loyal?
It is true my liege values loyalty above all else. But were you not quick to betray your countrymen for the promise of coin?
woman.
Benedicta Harmon, commander of Waloed's elite intelligences. If we can capture her...
You! Weapons on the ground, Imperials!
Let's get this over with then. Well, at least they're not giant lizards.
But I'll leave you on the wind!
Alright, so this Midnight Raven guy, we will run into a few versions of this guy, but he's kind of like a, I guess like a ninja in a way. They're kind of like ninjas. They do some significant damage and they can jump around and lot like that. They also have, they tend to have sometimes like mist attacks, like poison style attacks, but I don't think this guy has them. He's not too bad. I'd say that Fafnir's tougher than this guy, personally. Very nice. Alright. Alright. Going here. Alright, we'll get him knocked down here, and then we can do this, and then now we can just hit him. Nice damage. Alright, 5-8K. Alright, Cinematic Clash, we already did stuff like this before, so you don't know how it's fine.
Behind you!
Alright, Sid, no help there. Thanks, buddy. Oh yeah, these are annoying. They're not that bad, though. Like I said, you'll run into a few different versions of these guys throughout the game. Nice, got stunned out of that, which is really good. Alright. Where's he going? Nice. Oh. There you go, very nice, alright. Got him to have a little less than half at this point, alright. Nice damage, and then we can do this. Nice. Alright. Nice. He didn't do as much damage as the last time, which kind of blows, but that's alright. There, that's what I was talking about. He usually has attacks like that, too. Nice dodge. Very nice. We dodged his other combo, too, which was great. Oh, ow, I got, ow, ow, ow. That was bad by me.
Not this time.
And there we go. Midnight Raven has now been slain. We got a piss ton of ability points. We're going to upgrade one of the big skills, I think, here. Badge of Might, Steel Silk. Probably equip this.
They thought we were Imperials.
Well, you do look the part. Though you fight like a true shield of Rosaria. And one blessed by the Phoenix at that. Speaking of which, I wonder, does the other icon of fire give blessings, do you think?
You don't believe me?
And lo, the Creator did make of the elements 8 icons to serve as keepers of the one law. Not that I've ever set too much store by holy doctrine, but on that point, it's clear. Fire has always had just the one warden, as of all the rest. A new one can't be born until the previous dies, and even that can take years. The thing is, you don't strike me as a liar. Which leaves but one person who might be able to shed some light on the matter. And they're in Lost Swing. As are our Waluda friends, I would imagine. We should hurry before it gets dark.
But what if someone discovers the bodies?
Well, and they'll be sorely disappointed.
Alrighty, so at the Redstone you can also do stage replay. So what we would be able to do is replay this entire level and everything like that, which is pretty cool if you want to do some practice, which is how I've actually been doing practice for this game. Alrighty, we're going to continue making our way to Lost Swing, and since there's nothing, at least back at the hideaway, that I can see that we can do, let's head to Oroville Downs.
So much for arriving before sunset.
Huh, I didn't realize we were this close. Any idea what that is they built the village around?
The Fallen Ruin. I've heard some call it an airship. Though its flying days seem to be behind it. A shame, that.
You truly think a dominant's waiting for us in that village?
My scout has never given me any reason to doubt him. Which is why I think we should hurry. Come on.
Obelisk. So these are the obelisks that I mentioned in the previous episode that we can use to fast travel. So allows Clive to quickly travel quickly to the location via both the world map and local map. Clive only need to approach the obelisk to attune with it. So walk right up here, and all you got to do is this, and we have now been attuned with the obelisk.
This isn't the first time I've seen one of these. Perhaps I can use them as waymarks.
Trust me, it'll be real nice to get all these throughout the game. You have no idea sometimes how good it is to be able to just fast travel to some of these locations. But, yep, we can do this, and you can see this is the area that we have to go through, and that is our current, obviously, our destination. So it looks like we got some fields, some farm fields. Keep them moving here. I would recommend also, if you want to, you can kind of take peeks throughout here. Because at the end of the day, there are some items that are sitting around here. Just random items that are just... Screw that up. Nice. Yep, you can see there's an item right here for free. Sharp Fang for free. Can't complain about that. I think what we'll do real quick is we'll try to explore the other upper areas, because there are some decently okay hidden items around here. It's always nice.
Are they friends or foes?
Real quick, before we see who those people are, let us go and grab, let's go up here and see if there's anything up here. to note of. Can't remember off the top of my head running through this area again, because you aren't in this area for super long, in this part of this area in particular. Looks like we got some enemies over here. Right. Nice. Right. Kaboom, kaboom! Alright, I think there's a little bit more up here. And are there any... Don't currently see any items else around here. Looks like you got some enemies though. Very nice, alright. Dead. Dead! And also dead. Nice to get some extra XP though, can't complain about that. Alrighty. Got some extra money and we got some extra ability points. We'll obviously spend those before the end of the episode, but keep it moving here. Alright, there are those figures that we were told that we saw down the road, so let's see if they're friendly or if they're mean. Oh, looks like they're mean. Alright, just got a bunch of foot soldiers, but shouldn't be too bad. Boom. Alright. That. Alright. Stab and dead. Oh, really great level up too there.
More Waluders. Why? What is it they want?
You're welcome to ask the next ones we meet. Let me know how it goes.
Alright, looks like the Kingdom of Walud is really something that we're going to be having to deal with throughout the rest of the game, so...
No sign of the Royalists.
Or anyone else for that matter. It's too bloody quiet. Even for this hour.
What do we do now?
First we look for my scouts. You start here, I'll circle round the back.
How do I let you know if I find him?
Good question. Shout?
Subtle. I don't even know what he looks like. The village can't be completely abandoned, can it? That sounds like a child. It's all right. I'm not one of them. My friend and I, we're with the Imperial Army, and we've come to help. Do you know where your parents are?
In the church.
Then I'm going to find them and make sure they're safe. Can you stay hidden here until then? To the church, then.
Alright, looks like we gotta make our way there. Oh, looks like Sid's got the same idea too.
The church, I know. I'm one step ahead of you. You go in through the front. Anyone stands in our way, the other can stab him in the back.
This man's gonna die if we don't get into a healer.
Enough of your barking, dog!
About time.
Stand back.
Who the hell are you?
Clive!
Thought you weren't coming.
You still alive, Gav?
Barely. Been doing what I can for the villagers, but...
I thought you were joking.
It's all right. He's with me. Is this everyone?
No, there were others. A pair of royalists came for the bearers just before you arrived.
Was a dominant among them?
Maybe. It's not like he was holding a sign.
I'll give you one guess where he's going. Clive, after him.
Gotta get that guy before he gets back to his friends. Come here, come here, come here. I think we're a little bit too far behind, but we're trying to make it. Come on.
Any word from the scouts?
Not yet, my lady, but we are the Dominant's companion. It's only a matter of time before we seize our quarry.
Very good. And what of the others?
The bearers have been taken to Caer Norvent.
Some may still be worth keeping should the Dominant elude us.
All is in hand, my lady. They will not be spoiled. I give you my word.
Gentlemen, a toast!
Will you join me? My thanks.
To Our Lady of the Wind. And the King!
Ugh. The Imperials drink this piss?
Well, it would go some way to explain their breath.
Lady Benedicta! Imperials!
And instead of killing them, you lead the rats straight to us.
Mercy!
Look what we have here, boys. An Imperial bearer. Good. I was getting bored. Boo.
Where did?
Dance, Gerard!
What is that thing? If this means what I think it does, then Sid has to explain it to me.
Alright, Charada here. It's pretty strong. It's probably the toughest of the boss enemies that we've fought thus far. It's very quick. It has range and close range attacks. It's pretty quick on its feet in general, so just be very careful about the range attacks. I think those are the scariest ones of this thing's arsenal, so... Right there. Got down the stagger bar in half. Oh, out, that hurt. Dodge, very nice dodge. We're just gonna hit it with our normal attack now. Yeah, watch out for these. You can dodge him pretty decently. Just kind of spam the dodge, honestly, just to get used to some of the timings in some of this. There, very nice. Alright, nice. Now we can do some nice damage to it. There. Boom, nice damage. Alright. Almost dead. Luckily, it doesn't have too much health. Very nice. Alrighty, got it. I know that it didn't have that much health, so me saying it's probably the toughest, but I think in just terms of the attacks, it can be.
You've got some fight in you, even for a branded.
Clive!
Look who's here to save the day. Is this how you recruit all of your charges?
Don't recall you complaining, Benedicta.
So, Sidolphus, remind me, why was it that you betrayed your kingdom? I asked you a question, Lord Commander.
Why? Because I'd had enough of you and your king's antics.
And yet here you are, stealing my branded. What are you plotting?
As if I'd tell you.
Lady Benedicta, we have secured the dominant.
Holy something is needed.
And she's gone. Did she say where she was going?
No.
Then we head back to Lost Wing. One of the villagers may have heard something.
But we can't just...
Which is why I sent Gav. The man has a nose for these things. Trust me. So, it wasn't about bearers at all. They were looking for a dominant.
Yeah, that's right. I thought we were hiding the bastard. Like any of us would keep a monster like that under our roof. Oh, no offence.
When no one talked, they started rounding up everyone with a brand. And then everyone without one and all.
And locked you in the cellar, hoping sooner or later someone would break. You know, things might have been different if you'd accepted my invitation.
Oh, don't remind us. We were all saying the same thing.
Well, this is our home, innit? Don't mean we won't out when we can, though.
And that, I'll drink to.
Oh, come hear the tale of Lord Dion the Bold, whose tamed worms 1,000 and slain the tenfold. 100 full legions the young dragoon led, and watched as 1,000,000 foes turned tail and fled. His lance levels mountains, it sanders the deep. The skies over storm breaks for
Listen, Clive. Revenge won't bring him back. It won't.
His name will live
13 years ago, I watched the Dominant kill my brother right in front of me. And I did nothing. But now I can. I can kill the son of a bitch. And bring peace to my brother's soul. After that, whatever happens, happens.
Fate. You're content to be its slave, then?
His radiance would have us believe the Imperial host invincible. Yet here we find the Empire's cornerstone teetering on the backs of a handful of cowards and cutthroats. While Bahamut may lead 100 full legions, could it be that the young prince defends a house of cards ready to topple at the slightest breeze? Tell me something. Why do you not resist? Within you lies the power to slay gods. The phoenix perished in your flames. Yet you do not fight. You do not flee. You refuse your gift. Perhaps you're distracted. My offer still stands. Join us and you will be treated with the respect one of our kind deserves.
Lord Margrace, don't!
I'll give you a moment to consider your options. Do be gentle with them.
Clive. Wake up. Gav's back.
Canovant.
One of the Empire's outlying strongholds, though apparently not strong enough to keep out the Royalists. The captured bearers are inside. I'm sure of it.
If Benedicta's orders are to stay in the shadows, she won't be traveling with many men. Meaning, she'll be keeping her prisoners together and close by.
Including the Dominant.
So, we find a way into the fortress and conjure a bit of chaos.
What about me?
Excellent question, Gav. You will wait outside the care and guide those I free to safety.
And miss all the fun. Why can't he do that?
Clive doesn't have your nose. He'd stumble off a cliff before he even found the men. Come on, Gav. You're the best man for the job.
Well, when you put it that way. Suppose I'd better scout ahead for any surprises. Don't you let him down.
I won't. All right. Shall we?
Not so fast. We wait until tomorrow.
But he's right there.
And if we leave now, we'll arrive just as the sun comes up. Maybe join the guards in breaking their fast. Come on, Clive. They only just took the place. They'll be there a while yet. We've got one chance at this. You don't want to waste it, do you?
No.
Alrighty, like I said, as the story progresses, new weapons and items will become available at the Hideaway's trading post, and new forging recipes at the Black Hammer. So like I said, you don't really have to seek them out, it's just kind of unlocked as you progress through the game, which is certainly very helpful for such a story-driven game like this.
There's someone I want you to meet.
At this hour?
He's the owner of the tavern, and our best hope of getting a decent night's kip.
I think even before we do that, which I'm not going to do that in this episode, what we're going to do is we're going to go into our abilities. We have 630. Could do that. Upgrade Phoenix Shift. I kind of like upgrading the Scarlet Cyclone, personally. We're going to do that. 161, we can probably do... Yeah, might as well just upgrade this. Okay. And we go to our gear. I think there was one charm we could have equipped that would like to... Yeah, we don't need the healing potions. I just like to have the attack. That's pretty nice to have here. But other than that, we have done a lot this episode. We essentially fought 3 different bosses, and we made our way all the way to the village of Lostwing and helped actually, you know, rescue a lot of the people that were trapped by the Waluder army. Including that, we also ran into Benedict de Harmon, and now we have our next objective, which is to go to Caernarvon to be able to find, hopefully, the Dominant. And free the other bearers that were captured by them as well. And so, next time on Final Fantasy XVI, we'll be doing such that. So, I hope you guys look forward to that. So, thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch this video. Please like, comment, rate, and subscribe. Share this video with your friends. Also, follow me on the socials. Those will be linked in the description below. And with that, guys, once again, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this episode, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Peace.
High ambitions in the right mind can take you so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes.